I sat down with a lady in order to get the truth on what it is like to be a government employee. The agency that we're focused on today is the FDIC, which is located in Washington, D.C. They have about 5,000 employees. She has been in the federal government for quite a while now. She has worked in the FDIC for 2.5 years as a human resource specialist. First, I asked her, how did you get this job? Before this job, she worked in the SEC, which is another financial agency. And then she decided to get on USA Jobs and apply a few times in order to find a different job. For her federal resume, she had her own template. It was about 2 or 3 pages. And she took keywords from the job announcement on usajobs.gov and she included those keywords in her resume when she was applying. For the job that she has now, she only applied once. She has very specific experience that's relatable to this position, so it only took one time. And even with the experience that she had as a government employee, the hiring process still took 4 months for her to start working at this new agency. She had 2 interviews and 1 meet and greet. Everything was virtual and through Microsoft Teams. She said the first interview was the hardest. It was a structured interview. They asked her a lot of behavioral type questions. The second one was more informal. And then the meet and greet was basically a quick conversation with her future supervisor. One thing that's important to understand about this job, it's not a GS job. I know on this channel we talk a lot about GS jobs. This job is on a completely different pay band. This is a CG pay band. And the reason why is because FDIC has its own pay act. It doesn't have to follow OPM. So their salaries are actually higher than the GS grade. One of the reasons why she wanted to pursue this agency, they have higher salaries overall if you compare the GS with the CG pay band. So then I asked, what could help somebody get a job in the FDIC? In order to give yourself the best chance, your resume has to match that job announcement. And when it's time for the interview, these type of agencies, talking about the financial agencies like SEC and FDIC, they take the interview process a little bit more serious than other federal agencies. Make sure that you're looking at the assessment questions. That'll help you start to prepare for the interview. All right, so then I asked her, what are some of the pros and cons of working in the FDIC? For pros, like I mentioned, it's a higher salary, so you have that financial incentive. Another thing is the FDIC gives you a separate 401k. So you can get matching on your TSP because you're a government employee. You can get another matching on your 401k. So in essence, they're going to contribute like twice as much as a normal government employee. Say you work at the Department of Labor, Department of Veteran Affairs, you have your 5% match. Well, in the FDIC, you get 5 and then another 5. So you can have up to 10%. Another thing that's good is that the health benefits, the health insurance is actually better. And there's great training opportunities. Every employee is allotted $2,000 a year. And if you don't use that money up, you can roll it over to the next year. So let's say in 2023, you're not using any money. And in 2024, you'll have $4,000 to take training as long as it's relevant to your job position. Also, there's a lot less red tape. There's a lot less bureaucracy when it comes to a financial agency. For cons, keep in mind she works in human resources. So she said that they don't follow a lot of the OPM rules. So it's kind of hard to keep up with the boundaries on what you're able and what you're not able to do. So there's like a hazy kind of middle gray area that she struggles with. So I asked her, what do you do on a normal day? She reviews a lot of different policies, a lot of documents. She's focused on a big reorganization that's coming up. About 40% is spent on meetings and emails, and the other 60% is on researching and writing. I asked her, why pick a government job instead of contracting? Because she's in the DC area. Why not go contracting? Main reason, job security, job stability. So then I said, would you ever get a contracting job in the future? And she said she's open to it. You know, if the right opportunity presents itself, she'll entertain it and consider it. So what would cause someone to get fired at the FDIC? The number one reason was insubordination. Then I asked, are you planning on changing jobs soon? She plans to. She really likes the FDIC, but she's kind of worried because, like we just talked about, there's a reorganization. So that could cause her position to potentially go away. She doesn't know, but hopefully she can stay. Then I asked her on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being you hate your job, 10 being you love your job, what would you rate the FDIC? And she would give it a 9 out of 10. Another thing is that she really likes her supervisor. She gets along with the supervisor really well. And this is a huge thing when it comes to getting a new job, is to make sure that the relationship between you and your supervisor is good, because if that's good, you can pretty much overcome a lot of other stuff. She also wanted me to mention that the FDIC is more like the private sector than a lot of the other agencies. So if you are coming from the private sector and you kind of are used to the way they do business, the FDIC would probably be a good fit for you. They also have a strong union. They do a really good job with advocating for their employees' rights and benefits. Now, if you're watching this and you're open to both federal government work and maybe contracting work, maybe you're thinking about potentially being a defense contractor. If you want to know what that's like, I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.